You know, and
I think crying is for the weak. I'm a recent graduate from Hustlers University. And I do think that crying is for the beta males, not for us sigma males. Definitely not for the elite ligma males. But every once in a while, there's a movie that comes out and there's a specific scene where the insides of my stomach get twisted and my eyes start running up the water bill. Here are the only 5 movies that I can remember to make me cry. I do hope you guys don't kill me for my number 5 pick. I have watched thousands of movies in my lifetime. One of those is a little movie called The Star is Born.
No, I guess I just thought, it's like there's Jack.
wait.
Released in 2018, I watched this film with mild expectations. I had watched the original Star is Born and was pretty entertained by it. I had then watched the remake of that also. Naturally, going into the movie, I expected to know all the beats of the movie. That dulled my expectations for the film a bit. The movie was very well paced, excellently shot, and perfectly acted. I genuinely kept thinking that Bradley Cooper was gonna win the Oscar for Best Actor that year. I still think he was robbed. But unfortunately, knowing what everything was leading up to ruined my enjoyment for the movie. But the movie did have a few scenes in it that I was not expecting. The whole shallow sequence was better than any previous interpretation of that story. The parking lot scene, which was a great addition. When Bradley Cooper kills himself, oh god. But there was one scene that caught me off guard. It was a scene that I wasn't expecting at all. It's you I idolized. It wasn't that scene.
Took your voice, It's you I idolized, wasn't that?
When Sam Elliott backs out of the driveway, the camera doesn't let us see his face for the first few seconds, not letting us know what his reaction to that information is. So we get comfortable knowing that it didn't have any major impact on him. But when Sam turns around, we see his red eyes. We see his eyes that are tearing up. The way it caught me off guard was amazing. It really got me feeling the same way Sam Elliott did. I could understand all his emotions and was even sort of reflecting that. My eyes started watering up. It's just a masterclass of a scene for me. I remember having this weird phase in 2022 where all I really wanted to watch was horror movies. I watched a ton of horror like Smile, Men, Prey, X. Amongst all those movies was a very small film that I had not even heard about till on the day of its release. It's a very small movie by the name of Barbarian. To this day, whenever anyone wants any horror recommendations from me, Barbarian is definitely amongst those. The movie starts off as a typical horror movie, a very good typical horror movie. I was intrigued throughout the first 1/3 of the movie. Then the movie just completely switches gears and we get introduced to this deeply disturbing plot of an inbred family. I was hooked down to the last second of the film. I started watching the movie with a grin on my face and I ended the movie with tears running down my face. I didn't even watch the movie in a theater. That should be a testament to how absolutely amazing this film is. The scene I'm talking about is the end. The inbred woman, which the film calls as the mother, loves Tess like her daughter. She treats her like a baby. She keeps trying to protect her throughout. When AJ kills the mother, He goes to Tess to tell her why he had to do what he did. The mother, still alive, sees AJ being too close to her Tess, her baby. Now she doesn't know anything about how this world works. She's a victim of a horrible man who has been kept all her life in a dungeon. When she sees someone near her baby, her instant reaction is only that someone is trying to hurt her baby. She plays the role of protector and kills AJ, then faces Tess and lets her know that she killed the bad man for her. And she kisses her hand and puts it on her forehead to let her know how much she loves her. Tess, all the while, aims a gun at the mother. The mother doesn't care if her baby is trying to kill her. She's blinded by love. She's blinded by the feeling of being the mother that she always dreamed of being. The mother calls Tess her baby one last time. Before she is shot to death. Damn, I still get goosebumps thinking of this scene. This is a scene that should be in some Hall of Fame, I personally believe. A perfect scene throughout. I remember taking a while to stop the tears from running down. It was that good.
No.
Well, do you have MySpace or Facebook or anything?
MySpace? No, I don't.
In 2014, while watching TV, I saw an ad for a film called Begin Again. This movie was gonna soon premiere on a channel. I was wondering, I've never heard of this movie, even though it was a pretty big box office hit, especially in South Korea for some reason. I watched the ad and I was thinking to myself, okay, this is a chick flick. This is a movie about music and romance and New York. Of course it's a chick flick. But I was strangely attracted to the vibe it gave in the ad. There was this feeling of warmth throughout the ad. There was something that was making me feel calm and happier that I could not put a finger on. Anyway, I didn't want anyone to catch me watching a chick flick, so I just downloaded the movie on my iPad and the rest is history. This is the film I've rewatched the most number of times in my life. It's the warmest and most loving and most feel-good movie of all time for me. Even though not all things that happen in this movie are good, but everything has some optimism and calmness attached to it. Mark Ruffalo gives his most underrated performance of all time. Same for Keira Knightley. And for some reason, Adam Levine is a pretty good actor as well. The scene that made me get in my feelings the most was the ending again. Keira Knightley has to go and meet up with Adam Levine in this concert that he's doing. Everything seems like it's gonna go back to the way it was, right? Everything will get better now. Adam Levine even plays a song for her called Lost Stars that they both wrote together. Keira Knightley is there watching him sing the song that they wrote. He looks at her with this joyfulness. And that gets transferred to her face as well. Her face lights up. Both of their faces have lit up looking at each other. But she realizes somewhere that no matter how good this moment feels, the moments that are gonna come after this are not gonna feel this good. But that's life, right? But she has two roads to choose from. A road that she has already been on, a road that took her to the lowest point of her life, a road that betrayed her before. And there's another road, a road she has never been on before, a road with more possibilities, but also more risk, a road of self-love. She chooses herself in that moment. She chooses not to give in to the moment, and she rides off on a bicycle while Lost Stars plays in the background. In that moment, the song turns from a song representing their love to just a song with no attachments, a song which is fresh again and with a new perspective. Just the risk and joy you feel for her in the moment makes a brother get in his feels, for sure. I know, I said 5 movies. But whenever I was thinking of my movies, I just kept coming back to this episode from The Bear. For some reason, it just could not leave me. So here I am talking about this. Sorry again. The Bear is not a perfect show by any means. I think the first 2 seasons are perfect for sure. Season 3 has some perfect episodes, but it felt a little dragged. Season 2, episode 7 is titled Folks. Now you need to keep in mind what I had just come from. I had just ended episode 6, which is arguably the most tension-filled and jaw-dropping episode of the entire show. The whole episode seems to go in one breath. You feel claustrophobic throughout this episode. In episode 6, we see Richie asking for a job from Uncle. He does this to take better care of his wife and his arriving daughter. He lies to his wife that Uncle has already given him a job. You sort of understand Richie in that moment. You understand that he just wants to be man enough for his wife and take care of her and his child. He doesn't want to seem like someone who has nothing going on for him in his life. He doesn't want to be a loser in front of his family. Even during all the tensions of the episode, we get these little moments of Richie and his wife. The way he loves her. You understand how safe and calm he feels with her. She was actually his other half. In season 2 episode 7, in the very beginning of the episode, we see Richie calling his wife Tiff. Now one thing to keep in mind is they are already divorced. So the call that is being made currently is only regarding to their child, their daughter. Now Richie wants to let Tiff know that he has got tickets to the Taylor Swift concert that his daughter really wanted. He also tells her that he has bought an extra ticket for Tiff if she wants to come.
I got those Taylor Swift tickets.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, she's gonna be so excited.
I know, right?
That's incredible.
Actually, I got 3 if you want to come, you know.
Now Tiff declines, and she also tells Richie that her boyfriend Frank proposed to her and that she said yes.
What'd you say?
I said yes.
You can see Richie breaking from inside. The man who wanted to be nothing but man enough in front of his wife was breaking in the most unmanly way. He was scared to live life alone. He was scared to approach life without having Tiff by his side. Just the feeling of when the most hardcore men break down. I don't know, there's just something in it. It's almost as if you can see them without their mask and you realize that they are just a scared kid. I remember watching this episode and tearing up at that scene because you really wanted something to go right for Richie. It seemed as if life kept punching him down. We've all been there, hoping for a second chance, and the hope shatters and we are left hopeless. Hopelessness can break down even the most toughest of characters. Before I tell you my last pick, please go ahead and like the video. I feel a lot of you are gonna end up disliking the video after I tell you my last pick, so it's better to like right now. I'll give you 5 seconds. Last movie. This time it's definitely a movie. It's something I might get a little backlash on. It's not even really a drama. It's not a romance. It's actually a comic book movie. A box office flop comic book movie. This was a movie that I watched drunk with one of my closest friends in a semi-packed theater. This movie had a huge impact on me. I thought it's amongst the best films I have ever seen in my life, period. But whenever I mention this film, I sort of get looked down upon. It's I love this film, the way it never lets you know what way the story will go ever. I think if Quentin Tarantino were ever to make a comic book movie, this is the closest it'll come to. Suicide Squad stars John Cena, Idris Elba, Sylvester Stallone, Margot Robbie, and a bunch more people. Now I'll say another controversial thing. I loved the original Suicide Squad in 2016. I thought it was an amazing film when I watched it. I still think it's a pretty good movie. The reason I have so much love for that movie is because it's one of the very few movies in my life that I've watched alone with my father. My father and I have never been that close, but the feeling of doing something with him, it just adds a lot more layers to my love for the film. I loved the neon aesthetic the film had. I loved all the Joker scenes in it. It was everything I wanted a Suicide Squad movie to look like. When they announced that James Gunn was going to be making another Suicide Squad movie, I was on the hate train. I didn't like Guardians 2 at all. I thought it was a bad film. Naturally, I had no hope for the film, but when me and my friend, who we again are not on talking terms, but still have a lot of silent love for each other, watched this film, I was so engrossed throughout. We were laughing, hollering, cheering throughout the movie. Every single joke was hitting. Every single action set piece was amazing. Every actor played their part perfectly. One of my favorite scenes in the movie is when they're all dancing in the nightclub. It's one of the most joyous scenes ever put on screen. The scene that made me tear up in the film was a very small, unexpected scene involving Sylvester Stallone. Sylvester Stallone's character, King Shark, is sitting in the van and he's looking out at the street. He looks at people in love, friends talking, people doing people stuff with other people. That single scene made me swell up from inside. The way I could instantly know what he was feeling in that moment. The way I could know he's longing for love. He's longing for companionship. He wants to be like the rest of us. We've all had instances in our life when we're alone and we look around and think to ourselves what we won't give to have a relationship like a certain person or be like this other person. He's thinking the way we think, but we still consider him an outcast, something to be hidden, something to be scared of, something instead of someone. God, I love movies and TV shows. Thanks a lot for watching the video, guys. I put a lot into this one. Hopefully my channel will be growing soon and I'll be able to share some other lists of mine. Thanks, guys. Please comment your thoughts on the video. Anything you think I can do better, anything you think I can work on, anything you liked, anything you didn't like. It helps a lot. Thanks. See you in the next one.